Hey guys, welcome back. And this is a guide of basically banking in Liechtenstein. Now, again, Liechtenstein is a huge financial center. It's leading the offshore banking entire network essentially, and it's known for its very conservative banks, its robust financial infrastructure, and again, its banking sector is what is actually, it can withstand global financial crises. Maybe London, you're going to come into a question, are my banks safer? How much am I insured? And again, they are basically using the Swiss franc. It is the official currency. And right now, in the time where we are seeing the dollar essentially start its collapse, or already mid-collapse, right? The dollar's been decreasing a hell of a lot. And the Swiss franc is on 14-year highs, I actually believe. And the oversight actually provided by the Liechtenstein Financial Market Authority, which is called the FMA, is, basically above international standards, I would love to argue. It is a fantastic country. I don't know if you've been there. Vaduz is the capital. I have a few meetings there myself. I do a little bit of business there as well. Beautiful business, always in Liechtenstein. I love the people. Generally there, it's some German, some Swiss German are typically the type of people. We occasionally meet some British people over there who have been living there and are citizens there as well. So, since 2009, Liechtenstein has phased out the strict banking secrecy, implementing the common reporting standards, and now basically sharing that global information, but it still maintains its very strong privacy and asset protection for those qualifying clients, right? So essentially, who can open an account in Liechtenstein? Non-residents with foreign entities, yes, you can, as long as you have that very strong financial profile and you're meeting the specific banking criteria. We're going to touch that shortly, so just hold on to that one there. And again, if this is your first time watching me on YouTube, I'm Will from 4 Point Solutions. We help high net worth individuals, help with private banking, global structuring, and again, looking at fintech, a huge broad range of services, helping you relocate your business or even structure yourself for high levels of asset protection and better taxation around the world. So when we actually look at personal versus corporate banking over in Liechtenstein, it's only for high net worth individuals. If you're a low net worth individual, I wouldn't recommend banking there because you're not going to get accepted. So some banks only accept corporate clients with significant deposits. What are the significant deposits? Typically above 500,000 francs. But as you will see, you don't always need that. Maybe you can go on a revenue basis rather than that, maintaining that minimal balance. But typically, we're going to see about $1 million Swiss franc, about 1.3 million dollars in US currency, and about 1 million Swiss francs or 1 million pounds would then get you by XYZ. So when we look at retail banking versus private banking, retail banks such as the LLB may serve residents and expats, also just seeking day-to-day banking services, right? Especially if you're living over in Vaduz. I don't know where else you would be living. It's a very small country, but private banks like VP and Haviland, are basically only for ultra high net worth individuals, essentially, because to have that money in cash nowadays is quite rare. It's still very common. There are a lot of high net worth and ultra high net worth individuals out there that are interested in Liechtenstein banking but still get rejected. Again, we can help you. Open up an introduction to you at one of our favorite private banks over there. We do it a lot for our customers at 4 Point Solutions and our clients. But what are the required documents for typical KYC? If you're looking at business, KYB. Crypto, not really too friendly. I'd probably recommend other jurisdictions for crypto. We've got Cyprus, we've got Malta, we've got Belgium, we've got UK, and other European countries who are a lot more crypto friendly in this space, right? But in terms of the timelines, okay, so VP Bank, especially for high value clients and the full due diligence compliance packs, are still going to take about 6 to 12 weeks, right, sometimes. And additionally, you might even be requested to go in there to prove that it is you, just to tick over the very simple compliance checks. And again, this is a very premium accounts, so the minimum deposits are always going to be over 1 million. Typically, we can see 500K. And again, you might see additional client acquisition fees as well, which are banks obviously it's costly to actually even onboard you as a client, you know, so you might even see additional fees as well. But choosing the right bank really depends on case by case and the unique circumstances, right? So when you want to really consider yourself of what banking services you're looking for. Are you looking for any wealth management services? Are you looking for a bank that also has subsidiaries over in Guernsey, Jersey, maybe British Virgin Islands or Cayman? Some of these banks do operate in an international basis where you can also open up future and additional accounts in other banks that are related to theirs around the world. And again, providing you get one of these accounts, it's a bit, especially in like a corporation sense, it provides a hell of a lot of trust if your business is located. And banking in Liechtenstein is also a great place to move your business to as well. Not the cheapest, you know, we see a lot of clients interested in the Liechtenstein foundations with obviously that high level governance board that's overlooking the foundation that usually is managing, you know, wealth for family offices, and very high net worth families. So at the end of the day, yes, Liechtenstein is still a great place for asset protection, still a great place for privacy, but we have seen them be a lot more compliant towards the global international standards, and they do remain, I'd say, the leading country to be placing your funds in a bank account, okay? So whether you would like a Liechtenstein bank account, obviously you can get in touch with us and we can, you know, have a quick Zoom call, go over this in much more detail. But it really depends on your objectives, and you obviously need to clarify those objectives. And, you know, just basically be selecting the appropriate country, the appropriate bank. Maybe, for example, you've got a corporation that does 8 to 9 million a year in revenue. Yes, you could potentially look at that a bank account in Liechtenstein, while the minimum deposits would be only around 100 or 200k. As long as you can provide that you will be churning through those millions, I'm sure Liechtenstein are happily going to be welcoming you. But over on that one, guys, I hope you enjoyed this brief introduction on Liechtenstein banking, and I look forward to hearing from you in the future.